a second or two to connect. Well, hello there, Carol Dockum here with Beautiful Faces Going Places Women's Success Network. And I'm super excited because this is our very first celebration launch party and virtual ribbon cutting. And I'm really excited to host this event for one of our success team members who is simply just amazing, I must add. I would like to introduce you to Neal Pyszka with In the Kitchen with Neal. We're here to celebrate him and the new launch of his YouTube channel, In the Kitchen with Neal, and his business launch. Neal has over 25 years of experience in the hospitality and hotel management industry, where he was introduced to and discovered his passion and his interest in culinary arts. So we're here tonight to officially celebrate Neal's launch of his new business, In the Kitchen with Neal, and his YouTube channel. So thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Neal, and welcome. Yay.
Hello, Carol. Hello, everyone from my kitchen.
Awesome. This is really, really exciting. And I'm happy to see June has joined us, and I will keep an eye out to see if anyone else joins us here. I know we had several register for the Zoom link, but we're also live streaming here in our business page, and we will be sharing this in our Facebook group page at beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com, as well as on Neal's YouTube channel and our YouTube channel. So everyone can catch the replays because I know Neal has something really exciting and in store for us tonight.
Yes, I do, and I'm excited. So yes, thank you, and thank you everyone for joining us. So a couple of years ago, I started a company called PKD Enterprise. And that company really took off, and recently I revamped it, restructured it, like a lot of business did during COVID. And so it really focuses on consulting from real estate. I am a licensed real estate agent, to my business side, which I am within hospitality. So consulting on that basis with sales and marketing. But for tonight, I'm actually going to talk about the third part of it that I'm so excited. And I'm excited for it to get off the feet and start running and being successful. And that is In the Kitchen with Neal. And it's a culinary consulting basis. And within that, I have a program I started, which is Whisking Up Meals with Neal. So what that is I actually do individual to group setting events. Also, I offer lessons. And what that means is that I can come into your kitchen. So if you are afraid or not sure how to cook meals or home cooked meals and not know where to start, that's where I come in. I can show you great techniques, great product that I've partnered with Pampered Chef. If you're not familiar with them, they have been around for over 40 years. They have outstanding products. They stand behind their name, and a lot of them even have a lifetime warranty. So definitely it's something that I'm glad to have partnered with. And like I said, you know, I just come in your kitchen, I help you. We work out what you want to do. I am offering a 30-minute free consultation where I will either talk to you on phone, we'll come up a meeting, or even in your kitchen and talk about what you're looking for. That's just some menu or item that you've seen in the restaurant and you want to learn how to make it for your family, friends, or even an event, then that's where I come in. So I'm excited you're here. I'm excited to do this, and let's get me open for business.
Well, we are so excited to be here to celebrate you, Neal. And I just shared this special live stream on my personal Facebook group page because I really would love to share and celebrate you as a new business owner and the launch of your company, In the Kitchen with Neal, and your new YouTube channel, and how you're bringing, you know, your love and your passion for cooking, right? And I love that you're offering one-to-one like cooking lessons, one-to-one private lessons, as well as Whisking Up Meals, your Whisking Up Meals program. That sounds so exciting. And I believe you and I had coffee earlier today, and you shared with me that you're also open to do some specialty like social events or group cooking classes. So if somebody wanted to invite a couple of their friends or even family members and have you do some cooking lessons and some cooking demos, right? So I wanted to share this on my Facebook to my network, because I know many of my friends know how much I love to cook, and I know many of my friends love to cook too. So thank you for joining us and celebrating the launch of his new company, In the Kitchen with Neal. Check out his YouTube channel. I know he is shooting for the 100 subscribers. So this is super, super exciting. And also, this is our very, very first virtual ribbon cutting event that we are hosting here at beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com. So excited to be part of this celebration with you, Neal.
Thank you, thank you. So I must say, it's been a process, and support is big. When you go on your own like this, support is big. So within my company, I do have one person as the board of directors to talk to about it, which is my husband. So, so I am very happy and excited to have his support on this, because he loves when I cook in the kitchen. So he loves all the meals that I make. So, but yeah, it's nice to have that support. Otherwise, it does make it hard. So, but yeah, he definitely. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Yes, say hello, Chris. And hi, Chris.
Hello, hello.
Oh, so good to see you. And Neal,
Good to see you
absolutely
too.
right. Yeah, this is awesome. You're absolutely right, Neal. It does take a support network, the support of our loved ones, our family, our spouses, and our business network as well. So it does take a village. So Chris, thank you for supporting Neal on his new venture. And I think that's amazing. And you're right.
Thank you all for supporting him.
No, this is awesome. Awesome. And we can't wait to see what you're going to demo for us tonight. Okay. And this will be awesome.
Yep. So I guess first thing we should do is cut the ribbon.
Oh, you're right. Yes, we worked really hard on that ribbon today. Yes.
And I've got the handy duty scissors here.
Awesome. Okay, I am going to do a little photo op here. So yes, June, get ready. Smile big time. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Yes.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so for tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how to make a cake in the microwave under 10 minutes. Wow, cake in the microwave, 10 minutes. So it is a pineapple upside down cake. So, let me go ahead and get the oven on here. So what you do, so I have the recipe available. So definitely message me, message in here. I'll be glad to send the recipe out to you. I did put in the chat the link for the shopping event page. Just so you know, I am keeping this event page open until the 31st of March. But I wanted to announce on here, as part of this grand opening, this ribbon cutting, that I am going to take 10% of the sales from this event from now until the end of the month, and I'm going to donate it to animal charities locally. That would be SAP, which is the animal adoption program. That's where I got my dog, and I love what they do. And also SPCA of Cincinnati. So my goal is to raise $1,500 in sales so I can donate $150 to them and help their cause, since it's a dear cause to my heart. So I'm excited about that. So like I said, I'll be open from now to the end of the month. So make sure you get in there. If you have questions, let me know. But I'm glad for people to support me and then support the animal rescue programs. So on to the good stuff. So it is, like I said, a pineapple upside down cake. So the first thing you do is I've got the butter here. So we're going to put the butter inside the pan. So, and I will show you the pan. So that's what the pan looks like. It is our raw crock. It's our everyday raw crock that you can use in a lot of different places. Get the butter in there. So you can use it in the microwave, you can use it in the oven, you can use it on the stovetop, you can use it in a grill, outdoor grill, you can do that, you can broil. It has a lot of uses to it than just one. So right now I'm currently doing it on the stovetop to melt the butter and the brown sugar. So there's that. So let me get that going first. And then I will show you what that looks like. So, one second here, and go. So while that's working, so the other parts of it, like I said, the cake is 10 minutes in the microwave. It's just an easy yellow cake mix, nothing major. Eggs, water, obviously the pineapples and the cherry. So very basic. Pineapples up to cake, but like I said, I was introduced to this a couple years ago, and I was just amazed how well and moist the cake can get being in the microwave for 10 minutes. So let's see how that's going. All right. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take, I've got the cake, yellow cake mix in here. So once I do that, then what I'm going to take is my eggs. So I've got my eggs. I've got the oil. So I'm going to put the oil in there. Got the water. And like I said, you can get the recipe. So if you want to make it at home yourself, you sure can. So we got that. Let me just see how it's going. Feeling good. It gets melted with the brown sugar and the butter, then you're good. You don't need to. So the next thing what I'll do is I'm going to layer the pineapple circles in a circle around on the bottom where the brown sugar and the butter is, and then put the cherries right inside the middle of the pineapple. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we got that. Let me get the cherries in there. All right, so we got the cherries in there. So there we go. And let me get my famous whisk here. So yeah, so once you get everything in there, like I said, the stuff you'll mix together would be you've got the cake mix, the eggs, the water, and the vegetable oil. So I will go ahead and mix that all together right now. And as long as you get everything mixed well together, it will be good. And everything I'm using today, you can definitely order on my website. Everything is available.
Well, thank you so much, Neal. I know you and I had coffee earlier today, and you didn't mention to me that you were making pineapple upside down cake, which is one of my all-time favorites. So, and I'm absolutely excited about this quick 10-minute version in the microwave. Who would have thought? And I will be sure that once we wrap up our session that I get the recipe from you, and I will share that in the links below and on our YouTube channel as well, so that everyone has access to it.
Right. All right. So mix it here. All right. So then once you got everything mixed together, then you just pour right on top in the bowl, in the pan here. So I will show you what it looks like. Okay. little hot. So like I said, here's the pan. And then there's the mix. It's right inside there. So what I'll do is I will take my lid, put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. All right, so we got it in the microwave 10 minutes. So let me just put a little bit of this up here.
So Neal, does that need to be on low, medium, or high?
So if you just you do a medium, you can. I don't have it on high. I just have it in a regular setting.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just a regular setting. So nothing special there. But yeah, so like I said, that's all you do to it. You put it in the microwave, and then when it's done, you'll see what it looks like. And it's easy to come right out and flip right onto a plate, and it'll be moist and hot and ready to go.
Awesome.
Yes. So while that was working, what I was going to show you is I've got this gadget, which is a cut and seal. Basically what it does, especially if you have like tomatoes and you want to slice them in half, instead of taking them and slicing them in half on a cutting board, you can put them all in here and take a knife and slice them right in half. So you have more than one you can do at a time. So I've got some set up right here. I'll try to change my camera so you can see. There we go. So I'm just going to put them all on here. And this is a Pampered Chef knife. It's called a coated knife. So let me, like I said, everything is available. So we have a whole slew of knives that I'll show you tonight as well. But yeah, all you do is you just take the lid down and you just take this and you just go straight all the way down. Bottom off. Then you can see that they've cut in half. You can see all of them that have cut in half.
Wow.
Even the big ones are cut in half. So if you have a lot to do.
Yes, what a time saver.
Yes, so much. You know, you want something quick in the kitchen, you know, something like that when you're doing a salad or you're putting it on a meal, you can just put them all in there, go and do it. So for sure, it's a great idea to save time and you don't have to do one at a time. So there's that. And then let me just show you some other product that we have. We have our famous can opener. The great thing about this can opener is actually going to cut on the rim. So there's no sharp edges. You can actually take the top of the rim and come off and it won't scratch you. You won't get cut. So it's safe and it has that smooth edge when you take that top lid off. So, so there's that. We have our salad topper, which is these right here. Great for cutting, slicing up, obviously salad, but I've done it with chicken, pork, especially if you want something shredded. This is so much greater and easier to do. And it's, you can just scoop it because it has a little edge here. You can just scoop it like that. So a lot of people like this. It's the way it's shaped. And then we do have little flexi nets. So there's these here. You can put down as to cut smaller items. You can use it to prep for food. They're easy to wash. They're just flexible here, and even kind of little like adhesive, like a sticky part on the bottom. So they will actually be firm on your countertop, so they don't move. It has a nice little grip to it. Then we have a couple different cutting boards. This one actually has edges along the side, so the juice will stay in the tray along here. The juice will stay there, so it doesn't go on your counter. And then when you're ready to do it, all you got to do is tip it over and shoot, and it drops off. So it's a great thing. And then our batter bowls, I use the bigger one to mix the cake mix together. This is our smaller one. So it comes in this one and the classic, which is the bigger one. There's the bigger one. So you can tell that there's definitely a difference. The bigger one holds 2 liters and the smaller one will hold 1 liter. So if you need something small, you got it there. If you want to do the big one, you can do it there. I use the big one just because there's eggs and there's water and all that kind of stuff. So the big one's nice. So the next thing I'll show you is our knife set. We have a knife block. Looks just like this. I always have it on my kitchen. I love it. But you know, we have heavy duty knives. They come with a sharpener. You can sharpen it easily. Very, you know, titanium, stainless steel. So yeah, so they have different types. We even have shears as well. You can get the whole set to get everything, or you can buy them individually as well. That's the knives.
Neal, are your items dishwasher and microwave safe?
So a lot of items are dishwasher safe. We do have items that like stoneware. A lot of that you don't put in the dishwasher because you can't use detergent and stuff on it because it would ruin it. But a lot of stuff is coated, which is fine. So there are things that are and are not. Then we do carry a tomato knife, and that's what that looks like. It's got some edges on, there it has edges on the bottom of it for tomatoes. And then we have a utility knife. And I will say I use these a lot. And then we do have some shears as well, besides the ones in the knife block. So those are just a little bit of stuff that we do carry. Obviously, we carry a lot. There is a lot of items. I can't even remember them all because I'm always coming out with stuff. They just came out with some new stuff back in March 1st. So they'll come out with some more new stuff in the summer. So always evolving. So, and like I said, the prices vary depending on what it is. So I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I would love to have that, but you know, the cost and then that kind of thing. So there are options. So with that option would be hosting an event. And an event could be a gathering of people, could be a girls' wine and cheese party, where a lot of hosts will get a lot percentage off. That's 60% off, or you get an item for free. So there's a lot of perks to that. And if you're interested in that, definitely let me know because I know I just opened my April calendar. So, you know, there are opportunities right now currently for April. But like I said, you know, they will pretty go fast because, you know, people are thinking of graduations, birthdays, and, you know, going into summer or even Christmas if you want to order stuff ahead of time, especially nowadays with shipping. As soon as someone orders in your event, like my shopping event page, as soon as you order, it immediately goes to the warehouse and they will ship it out.
That's fantastic, Neal. I know when you were just mentioning, you know, a girls' night out, wine and cheese party, you know, invite some friends over and enjoy a special, private cooking lesson, demonstration, and have some fun, right? And what a great way to stock up your kitchen. And then I immediately thought of bridal showers. I'm thinking about we're gearing up for you know, the wedding season here.
Yes.
And what a nice thing to do if you're, you know, the maid of honor or you're in charge of hosting a bridal shower, and a great way to, you know, help the bride and groom set up their kitchen, right?
Right, absolutely. And then when they get married, they're going to have a nice stock kitchen, and they walk away with a lot of, you know, gifts that people, a part of their family and friends, have bought for them. So instead of wrapping all the gifts, you know, let us just ship it out to them, and then they get the enjoyment of opening all these boxes of everything that's been purchased. So yeah, wedding showers are great, baby showers, graduation, A lot of big events, we can definitely do. Or if it's just, you want to get friends together and it's a fun night out and you want to do that, then there's that as options as well. So yeah, there's definitely options for it.
Right. I know I am still in love with charcuterie boards. So
Oh yes.
wouldn't that be a fun event to
Yes.
host a gathering with a few friends and have you put together a fabulous spread and utilizing
Yes.
all your specialty tools. So I think that would be really a lot of fun.
Well, it looks like it's done. So let's just take a look here. See how it came out. Steam coming out. You'll have handy dandy cake testers. So, yep, all good. All good. So let me move the camera down here to the plate. So as you can see, that is what it looks like there. So let me do the first tilt over here. Oop, there we go. Then you have a pineapple upside down cake. And let me get my pie cutter here. So yeah, so there's the pineapple upside down cake. There's your pineapples and stuff. And then I know you all are not in my kitchen right now.
I know exactly, June.
Right.
I'm drooling. It looks
In
beautiful.
my kitchen. But that's what it looks like.
Wow.
Wow.
Very moist cake. Let me move this out of the way.
Talking about having the ability to make a quick dessert before you have to go to a party.
Yeah, or if you forget, like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to bring something. There, 10 minutes. By the time you're getting ready to walk out the door, the cake's gonna be done. So,
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, it's a great thing. And when someone first told me about it, I was like, there's no way. When I do a cake, I got to put in the oven for 30 minutes, for 20, or it's more than 10 minutes. And so I was like, okay, let's see. And then I was like, wow. So yeah, it was very mind-blowing. So I'm like, okay. And I've done it several times and people love it. It is moist, it's perfect. So yeah.
It looked beautiful. It came out steaming, piping hot.
Yes.
The presentation was beautiful, very appetizing. I wish I was in your kitchen, and I'm sure June does too, because I know I would have a slice. But
Right.
yes, it looked absolutely amazing. Now, I didn't catch at the very beginning. I was trying to share the live stream and all these different pages. But did you spray your pan?
I did not spray the pan. Nope, did not spray the pan at all. So
Because it slid out.
Slid right off,
nicely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's because it's in what we call the rock crock, which is that one. We have a bigger size, so that's 2.5 quarts. We have the one that's 4, and then we have the extra large one, so you're even bigger. And then you can also get what we call a slow cooker. So it's something that it actually inserts into, and it can be like your crock pot, your slow cooker. You can put it on low, and it can cook for 8 hours. You can put it on high, cook for 4. A lot of times I do that, especially when I leave and I come back, dinner's already been done. It's been cooking all day. So I will do that sometimes. So yeah, so it has options to it. Like I said, you can put it in there, you can put it on the stove, and just like I did, it'll make a cake for you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Neal, I'm just wondering, what other, just off the top of your head, some other examples of what you can make with all of your wonderful products and tools, and just like off the top of your head, what are some of your favorite things to make?
So I love a lot of seafood. So I do a lot with like salmon, shrimp, um, cod. I do a lot with that. I will do some stuff with chicken if that's, stuffed chicken or just a grilled chicken. Do that as well, just to dice it up and dress it up in different ways. But I've really looked into and done a lot with seafood because it's very fragile. So you can't cook it too long. If you cook it, then it sometimes comes to, like, oh, it's dry and it's not really tasteful. So I try to make sure it's seasoned and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's usually where it's usually seafood or chicken, pork kind of thing. Now and then I'll do some great things with steak. We do have a pan that has grill marks on it. So you can actually just put it on the stovetop and I can just use it and grill it, just like if I went outside and used it in the gas grill.
Really? And does it
Yes.
have the same kind of grill flavoring or the?
It does, yeah. And then we do have a line of seasoning. So we do have like a barbecue seasoning that I'll put on it, and it will give you that taste. Sometimes I will take the steak and I will actually marinate it, either overnight or for a couple hours before I grill it and do it that way. So
Awesome.
yeah. So actually, I think I've got it. Yep. So, so this is what the pan looks like. And you
Okay.
can obviously you can see it's been used, but it's got grill marks on it. Oops. And then it also has a press on it. So then this has grill marks too. So it gets grill marks on both sides with the press. And then they also come with this size, and they have one that's what they call a 2-burner one, which is double the size. Then you can use it and put a lot of meat on there, and there's presses that you can get as well for it.
Fantastic. Well, June, it looks like you have a question for Neal.
Yes, June.
I was wondering, did you say you had a seasoning line?
So there are seasonings that we do have. I do have them up here. So yeah, we do have a line of seasonings. Like this is a smoky barbecue, and then this is a Greek rub. So
Okay.
yeah, they come in the small ones, and then some of them actually come in the bigger one. Depending on
Now,
what
since you guys have a seasoning line, do you also have a cookbook that pairs well with some of your items that you sell with Pampered Chef?
So there's a lot of recipes through Pampered Chef that I can definitely share with people because it will put in there a product that you need to use that's suggested. I mean, if you don't have the grill pan, but you got something else, but it just says, use the grill pan or use the batter bowl. Like the upside down cake will tell you, use the batter bowl, mix everything together, use the raw crock to put it in, do this. But they do have recipes for either buy the product or if it's a 30-minute meal or if it's a budget that you're sticking on. So there's different options to it that I can definitely share with people. And a lot of times when I do events, whatever I usually do in those events, usually one thing will come out of the recipes so everybody can walk away with some recipes and stuff like that.
Ooh.
It's always great.
Fantastic. I know I'm really excited about your YouTube channel. There's so much potential, of you creating some fabulous demos and how-to videos on specialty, recipes and for everyday people, right? And using some really quality products for cooking in the kitchen.
Yes, I've started the YouTube channel, maybe not even a month yet, and I've got some subscribers in there. I've got some videos in there, and it really is. It's just like the tomato slice that I did earlier. That's in there. Different things that people could be like, oh my gosh, that's how it work. That's how it looks. So my goal is just really about education and not paying a lot of money to take a huge culinary class where it's all like gourmet and fancy, but what about home cooked meals where you can just get around the dinner table and I just made this grilled chicken with broccoli or whatever it might be, and I did it myself. So That's where the education comes in. So I'm on YouTube. I have a Facebook group called Whisking Up Meals with Neal. You can definitely join that. It'll ask you a few questions to join, but join that, you get in. I do a lot of stuff up there with posting or videos, but I'm also on TikTok. So there's a lot of videos on there as well. So really just spreading the word about culinary and how much fun it can be in the kitchen. For someone who has a passion for it, I went to school for culinary, and I just love it. And I just want to, pay it forward and show people that, you too can have fun, especially now with food costs so enormous and going out to eat is so expensive and you have to wait a couple hours to get seated. I do it at home and I've got great product that can help you.
Exactly. I love that. And there's something to be said to have a nice home cooked meal, sitting at the dinner table, phones put away, and really just enjoying time with family and friends and conversing and having a conversation and actually being present, right? And enjoying a beautiful home cooked meal. So I love what you're doing, Neal, and I just want to say congratulations to you. And I want to say thank you so much for hosting this special event. You're leaving the special sales order open through March 31st.
Correct.
That way, if anyone is catching the replay, they have access to ordering some products to stock their kitchen. And then also you're donating 10% to SAAP, an adoption pet agency, and SPCA, which is awesome. So
Definitely so.
yeah. So is there anything that you would like to share with us before we log off?
So no, I said definitely the shopping, like you said, the shopping is open until the 31st at 5 p.m. And like I said, as soon as you place your order, it will ship. It goes to the warehouse, so you don't have to wait until the 31st. And yeah, I'm trying to raise over $1,500 in sales to give over $150 to those two organizations that mean a lot to my family. Just because we've gotten rescue dogs and they've been great, maybe spoiled, but they're great. But yeah, so it's really dear to my heart. So I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. And then yeah, I will also, put in the comments my social media stuff because like I said, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel. You can catch me anywhere. If you're interested in the free consultation, 30-minute free consultation, let me know because I'll be glad to reach out to you and talk to you and see what I can do to help you have fun in the kitchen, just like I did.
I love that. Thank you so much, Neal. Right before we wrap up, why don't you share your website address and anything else, and then we will see you next time in the Kitchen with Neal.
Right. So in the chat, I did put in the shopping link. So it is in there. My website is real simple. It's inthekitchenwithneal.com. That is where you can go to my website. You can see a lot of stuff with Pampered Chef and things like that. But yeah, that's how you could get connected with me. The YouTube channel is In the Kitchen with Neal. So my goal obviously is to get 100 subscribers because that way I can really personalize it. So if you search for it on YouTube, you will find it. I do have videos out there. And then the same thing with TikTok and Facebook. So I will definitely put it out there and put it in the comments here so everybody can see it and subscribe and follow and be part of this great journey.
Well, this is so exciting. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Neal. Congratulations to you on the launch of your new business and your ribbon cutting. This is amazing. We love celebrating entrepreneurs and small business owners. So please subscribe to In the Kitchen with Neal and follow Neal and learn some cooking tips, right? And this is super, super exciting. Congratulations to you, Neal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, June, for joining us. Thank you, Chris and family enjoy that pineapple upside down cake.
You know they will.